Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Education Society's group of institutions, Integrated Campus, Hyderabad, Structural Engineering 1, Reinforcement Concrete. I am Dr. A. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. We discuss about shear stresses. See, in last videos, what is the maximum spacing of shear reinforcement? See, this is as per code provisions 26.5.15. See, you have to practice how to see the code book. See, this is code book with you. You should have a hard copy with you always, because in examinations, and you remember for competitive exam, for your in this examination, if you see here, same thing written, same thing. See, the maximum spacing of shear reinforcement along the axis shall not exceed 0.75 D, where D is effective depth and D for inclined stirrups 45. And here, in no case, it should not exceed 300 mm. So, how this given in the IS4, this is above your minimum shear reinforcement. So that's why this is very important to see the how to use the code book is also very important in solving your problems. Okay, see, this is as per code book provisions. Okay, and next one is design of shear reinforcement when tau V is more than tau C given in the table. Shear reinforcement shall be provided in any three following forms. See, suppose tau C, how calculated? Table 19 of IS 456. Table 19 of IS 456, table 19. Here, if you see table 19, 73, page number. Say here. This table 19. So according to this 19, suppose tau V, that is VU by VD. What is U? This is factor shear by VD. V is breadth and D is effective depth. If that tau V is more than the tau C, that is from this one calculated, that is tau C. This is 0.36. Suppose your tau V is for M20 grade 0.4. You have to provide 0.4 minus 0.36. That is, you have to provide shear reinforcement for this to SV. That is shear reinforcement. So this shear reinforcement can be provided in the three forms. One is vertical stirrups. Second one is bend up bars along with stirrups. Third one is inclined stirrups. This is also given in our IS 456 code book. In the case of bend up bars, it is to be seen that the contribution towards shear resistance of bend up bars should not be more than 50% of the total shear reinforcement. See, in longitudinal reinforcement, say, for example, if you see here, I will show one figure here. Here at bottom, here, suppose there are 3 bars. You should not bend up all 3 bars here. Only one bar you can bend. That is, it should not be more than 50%. That is the meaning of bend up bars, this sentence. Okay. So to provide shear reinforcement, clause of 40.4 again, clause of 40.4, here 40.4, here, see, when tau v exceeds tau c, from this table 19, we have to provide vertical stirrups and bend up bars along with stirrups, and here same note and inclined stirrups. Okay, where the bend up bars are provided, their contribution towards shear resistance shall not be more than half of the total shear reinforcement. Shear reinforcement shall be provided to carry shear equal to tau u, and this is, that is meaning VU, shear, total shear force acting on the beam minus tau c bt. This is shear taken by your beam. So we have to calculate, we have to provide this reinforcement. See, observe, this is types of failure. Before design, if you are not providing proper longitudinal reinforcement, tension reinforcement, or shear reinforcement, the cracks will be developed in this way. See, if you see, cracks are like this. If you, this you can do in the lab also. If time permits, everything is smooth, you can see these are shear failures. There, this is shear failure. Okay, when load applied beam, shear diagonally like this failures. Okay, as I said, in between, in middle, you have only pure flexural failures due to bending moment, right? So this is also one of the, this is purely due to bending moment. See here, bending moment. Okay, so these are failures. See, observe this figure is very important. How, why we are providing shear reinforcement? To avoid these type of cracks. Okay, by considering IS code provisions. Okay, these are failures. So these are failures in shear. Now, as we discussed in previous topic slide, that is, we have to provide to avoid these failures, and whenever your shear is more than design shear stress as per table 19, we have to provide vertical stirrups, bend up bars, or inclined bars. This is the examples here given in this one. This is, this figure is vertical stirrups. Okay, these are vertical stirrups. Okay, this is spacing SV, and there are condition from the calculation, from the formula you will get one value, and this should not exceed 0.7 d, where small d is your effective depth. These are main bars, right? These are main bars, and also it should not be in any case not more than 300 mm. Here it should not be more than 300 mm. 300 mm. So maximum spacing is 300 mm. This is, you should remember. Okay, and in the case of bending bars, it should not be more than 50%. Here also you will have vertical stirrups, right? See, here you will have vertical stirrups and bend up your bars. Okay, here bars are bending. This is longitudinal reinforcement, tension reinforcement. It should not be more than 50% of your total tensile reinforcement. Okay, this is bend up bars along with your vertical stirrups. These are inclined stirrups. Here the spacing is, what is D, effective depth. or 300 mm, same. So three types of shear reinforcement we can provide practically. In most cases, we are providing only the vertical stirrups because of it is convenient for a common man or unskilled labor, and also easy in the construction. And see this bending, instead of going that one, if you provide this shear reinforcement, it will take care of your shear failures. So that's why generally we are not going for bender parts, but to save the longitudinal reinforcement, sometimes we'll use bender parts like this. Okay, if you provide like this, shear enforcement be somewhat late, but the conditions are same. You should not exceed 0.75D and also maximum spacing 300 mm. So these conditions are so itself condition by conditions itself this shear stress and our shear force taken by the shear reinforcement. So generally this is now they are not using, but for heavy in heavy constructions, skilled persons, they will do this type of part. This inclined steps. Almost this is not using in the practically in the practically, but you can use, you can improve shear strength. And here one you will have practical mini project or major project. There are some even some research scholars doing on PhD by vertical slopes by inclining 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 degrees, okay, 40 degrees. What is the shear stress will be taken care by this shear reinforcement. So this is also important research work. See, what is the difference between vertical stirrups and inclined stirrup? How your beam behaves, how your shear force will vary. So this is one of the important research work you can do. Mini project in our labs. Practically, you will understand how the materials behavior, how the steel behavior. This is generally we are studying. But if you do this as a mini project, at least one or two batches, you will observe, see the uh, beauty of this concept. And we'll see some more important topics in the next